Hey there. Tomorrow is our basic class, and so I wanted to come on and show you the transfer we'll be using and the board we'll be using. There will be a beginner board that we're going to use that's only going to be a 5x7, and it's going to have the Dream, Create, Inspire transfer, and I've shown you that in this event. So if you scroll down, you'll see some pictures of it. But I do want to show you how we're going to go ahead and use this. I know we're going to have about 8 people at the class, and so not everybody's going to be able to see me work on a project. So I just want to make sure you have an opportunity to view it here before tomorrow. So everyone's project is going to come in the bag for the transfer. So when you take your transfer home, it does have instructions here on how to clean it, how to do the chalking, and clean it and dry it, and how to store it. Directions are on the back. So first thing we're going to do is take the transfer out, set our paper aside, and then we'll have Sharpie, and we're going to write back, because you want to make sure that you keep this backer paper, because when your transfer is cleaned off, it's going to go right back on to this paper. So write back, and then we're going to do what's called fuzzing. Now I've used this towel for a few projects here, so it's got a little bit of stain on it, but that's alright. So I'm going to lay this down. Everybody will have a fresh clean towel. I'm going to lay this down, peel off the transfer. That's always takes a little more time than actually chalking. Sometimes. Okay, peel it off. You don't want your transfer to stick to itself, because that can ruin the adhesive. And if it does stick to itself, we just need to get it some water on the back. So don't worry if it sticks to itself. Don't try to force it apart. Just let me know, or one of my helpers know, which will be my sister and my husband, and they will help get it unstuck for you. So see how sticky that is? We want to fuzz it, because that will actually help it peel off better on the board. And our transfers are reusable over and over, and so the stickiness will be able to come back onto the transfer when we clean it later. It'll still be sticky, trust me. Here we're going to go ahead and get that still a little extra sticky one more time, so that's 4 times defuzzing. Okay, and peel it back, and we're good to go. That's pretty good. So I'm going to set this towel aside. Now we're going to lay the transfer onto our board. So this is a nice little board I thought would be kind of cute and festive. So you can kind of match it up here on the bottom. Try to center it. You know, unless you have OCD, which some people do, and that's fine. My mother did. You don't really have to get it dead center. And then you want to smooth out any bubbles that will be in this mesh. You don't want any bubbles in the mesh. So smooth them out. So I hope you can see it there. My disinfecting wipes and paste might be in the way. See, there's a bubble there. So just lift it and pull back for the bubble. Now, I've discussed this with my husband on a couple different ways that we can try to do this. One idea was to go ahead and cut out these leaves and do them after the text is done. But I think we're going to go ahead and go with doing those first, and then we'll have to put some wet paper towels over it just to keep them moist while we get the text. So we are going to be working with 3 colors. I will have small containers of these colors for everybody to use, but we're going to have white, and that's what our text is going to be. Then everybody's going to have a little bit of green and a little bit of this marigold orange color, and so that's going to be for our leaves. And so let's go ahead and get started. Now I went ahead and pre-mixed these when you mix them up, you want them to be the consistency of yogurt. You know, like Yoplait. Someone asked me what type of yogurt in particular. I guess some's thicker than others, and that's fine. So here we have the green and the marigold color. So I'm going to go ahead and use a smaller squeegee. I'll try to make sure everybody has a little wedge cut squeegee like this at the party. And so we're going to, well, class, we're going to go ahead, you have to work fast, okay? It's paste and it dries pretty quick. So we're just going to go ahead and smear it on. You just smear it on like that. You don't have to necessarily paint with it. And I'm just going to do all the leaves green. So that's what everybody's going to do, is all your leaves will be green. And I'm pretty sure the other longer ones are leaves too, but they look a little bit more like a wheat stalk maybe. I'm not sure. But they're pretty. So we'll do these. Okay. Alright. And then wipe off your excess. Always wipe off your excess. Now I'm not going to try to scrape off excess yet, because when I do, that's going to thin the paste and make it dry even more quickly. Everyone's going to have a spray bottle. Some of you are going to share spray bottles, but I'm going to team you up so you have like a buddy to work with. So now we're going to go ahead and do orange. Oh, my orange is a little thick. Let me spray in here. Thin it out some. The pigments in our orange color always seem to be more thick than other colors. So I'm going to go ahead and smear the orange on, okay, with the squeegee. Just make sure all that silk screen, this part in here is silk screen, so we want to make sure all of that gets good coverage. Don't worry if your color goes into like the green, that's okay. I'm sure it might even make it look pretty. But we're going to just cover this up. Okay, and I'm going to have pre-cut some sizes of the paper towels, so everyone can go ahead and use those on these bits that we just did. Let me wipe this off here. Okay. A little over here. Okay. Now the bits, I went ahead and cut them out a little bit. We're just going to spray them and lay them. I want to make sure that I had room to get that H. So just lay them down. Here's the next one. Just going to spray right across the top. That'll just help keep it moist. So when we peel this back, the paste, since it dries so quick, it can stick in the mesh of the silk screen, and that's what we're trying to avoid, is having it stick. I really didn't want to have everyone's transfer cut up, because I just want to make sure you can use your transfers on different projects at home. You know, maybe you'll enjoy this and buy some Chalkology paste and be able to do this at home. So there we go. Now that all that's covered, so I'm going to go ahead and close my green, set it aside, and now we're going to use the white, and we're going to use the larger squeegee. Oh, got a little bit of orange on my fingers. Wait a second. Let's get that off my fingers. I don't want any contamination here of colors. Okay, so I did go ahead and pre-stir this. Everyone will have a small container of white. Now you just lay it on and drag it across. Drag it like that. Pretty easy. Now we're going to put a little bit on. Now I want to make sure I get that H. So I'll just be a little careful up there with that H and the T. and drag it across. There we go. Just make sure all the mesh is covered. A little more on. Get the eye. And over to the S. Okay, and just work as fast as you can. Just make sure everybody's words get done here. Okay. Now normally I would be scraping off the excess. I'm going to run back over it starting at the top and work my way down. But again, you have to be fast. Don't worry about if it messes up. Just try to get everything for the words, the letters, covered with the white paste. Okay. Alright, now we're going to go back over it. I can see at the top here I didn't get that little letter done. There, push that in, slide it across. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and give a light spray. I can feel it's already starting to dry some. Just a light spray. You don't want the words to run in there. But I do want to make it feel like it's moving across here pretty well. Okay. Looks like I sprayed a little too much, but I'll get that peeled up. Right here, a little too much. Alright. I'm just going to take this and take a clean spot and just gently dab. You don't want to dab too hard because you don't want the design of your paper towel to be in your text here. So now run it across one more time. Okay, all the words. Good. Put that back in. You see I have a little bit of droplets here, so I'm going to wipe those off real quick. Should be fine. Alright, now we're going to remove these pieces off to the side. And let's peel. You want to peel from the top down. Grab both ends, and then grab it in the middle and hold onto your board and peel back. Great. Okay, so this is where we put this in a bath to wash it. Now you can see there's a couple little problem spots here, and that's okay. We're going to have these Q-tips available for everybody, and you can see it has a little round spot here, or it comes to a point, and this does clean off with water, so we're just going to first wipe it off, and then if you need to use a little bit of water you can. Here it looks like it didn't join, so I'm going to go ahead and just kind of paint a little, make it join. It's still fine. And here, I'll wipe that off a little bit. So, and that's just because I got it maybe a little too, one squirt probably would have been plenty, but I did two. It's okay. Alright, I think everything else looks great, and everything came out real nice. So there we have it. That's the project everybody's going to be working on tomorrow. In all things, give thanks. So I'll direct everybody to this video to make sure everybody has an opportunity to watch it. And this is the project everybody's going to get to go home with. So I thank you for watching.